Hey guys, it's Kaylee. In today's video, we are going to continue on our behind the scenes of whatnot. You guys have asked how we are shipping out items, and I have a shipping video for you today. In today's video, we are going to show you how we are shipping items using our by weight category method, how we're able to match everything up and make it a simple process for ourselves. Plus, we'll show you some backup things you can do if anything goes wrong to make sure your shipments are going to the right buyer. If you guys have never heard of Whatnot, if you're new here, it is an online buying and selling live auction platform. They sell tons of stuff and there are hundreds of shows going on all the time. We actually have a show coming up.
Join us on our next Whatnot show, which is happening August 13th at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
So check that out if you guys are interested. You can also use my link here on the screen and also down below in the description box to get $15 off of your first purchase. You can use that off of the show we just talked about or any show going on Whatnot. It doesn't just have to be mine. So come on over, get a great deal, and I look forward to hanging out with you. All right, you guys, so in order to show you shipping, I just really quickly want to jump back in time because we did a show last night and I want to show you once again, we showed it in the last video, but just to segment everything together, show you how we are getting the shipping labels to our email. Okay guys, so I am back in time. We have just ended this fall winter show behind me, and I'm actually going to ship these items tomorrow, but I just want to recharge your memory. I showed it in the last video of how I generate those shipping labels. I'm just going to show you what I click real quick, and then we'll dive right into getting this stuff shipped. So on my screen here, I just ended the show. It takes me back to the screen. I am just going to go to shipments. And then it's automatically going to have everything ready to go for me, anything that was generated since the last show. So everything we did today, we're just hitting generate labels, confirm. It's loading, and then I'm going to email all labels. That is going to give me my labels. It is going to give me my packing slips and all the information I need. And then I will see you guys tomorrow to actually use those shipping labels, packing slips, all that, and ship all of these awesome items that just sold. Everything sold out in the show, and you can see in between each of these we got some pretty large orders too, some smaller ones but also some larger ones. So show you guys how we do that. Okay, so we're going to the email for those labels and packing slips that we sent ourselves last night. So I'm just going to find that email. So I'm going to all labels and I'm going to print those all at once. We got a lot of orders here, and you can see at the bottom of every label is their username. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back to our email and we're going to go to all packing slips, and here our packing slips show how many items should be in each order. So what I would do is I would find the buyer's username at the bottom. I'm going to Control F, find the buyer's username, and then I'm going to go to their item total, and I'm going to write that number on the back of the label so I know how many items this buyer should have. And that's really all we need to do to keep track of things, because we keep track in other ways like those closet dividers over there. You guys, Nikki over here, so you know she still exists.
I do! Hi folks! How are you? Oh, you're not posting this today. I was going to say, join me on Whatnot. Let's annihilate Cayley, but yeah. So I'm still here. I still exist. I just work with new people, and I never get to see you guys. But lives are coming soon once I can figure out the shenanigans.
We have a competition on, because our goal here is obviously to get average sale price up. And so we're having like a competition between who runs each show, how high we can get that average sale price by trying out some different strategies and stuff. Sometimes you're gonna have the same buyer, the same username, but have multiple different orders, and that is because Whatnot system breaks it up according to whatever is cheaper for the buyer. So I've actually got multiple orders for some of the same people. So I'm just gonna have to make sure, because we do everything by weight, that I am grabbing the most weight effective items to make sure it matches up to this little weight right here. So I'm just going to separate them by package and just make sure I'm within my weight limit. I'm sure we will be, but that is something that might happen. All right, you guys, so I am prepared to go. I've got all of my labels ready here. If you guys want to see some videos on like some shipping, I guess, exceptions and how to kind of edit shipping, let me know. I'm just doing kind of a basic overview today of how most of the time things happen. We don't normally have to change shipments or deal with a lot of extra shipments for one buyer, but sometimes you do. So if you want to see some, I guess, more advanced shipping on Whatnot, let me know and I can dig into that for you. So if you ever get confused on your shipments, there are also such things as video receipts. And even with a method like ours, where you're doing it by weight, it'll still show you what item for each shipment the buyer is supposed to have for that tracking number. So if they break up one person's order into multiple shipments, you can view the video receipt for every single tracking number, for every single label, and be able to know exactly what items are supposed to go in each order. And I will show you that here on the screen. But first, let me show you how we ship regularly when we're not having any issues, but it is good to know that you have a backup with video receipts. I'll show you that after we do some of these regular shipments. All right, so I have cut this buyer right here, Mod Vintage. You can see the username right here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to find Mod Vintage on one of these little labels right here. They are actually the very last one. So here is our Mod Vintage, and again, this does match the username on the shipping label, and she is getting, or he is getting, one item, and there is one item here, and it should be number 7777. So I'm gonna grab their order. So I know that this order goes with all of these things because they all match up. So we've got Mod Vintage, 7777. There is one item in the order, and that's how most of the shipments are going. You're not having to guess or look back at video receipts. So as I am getting ready to ship this, I need to know if this is going priority mail, in which case I can use some of the free shipping supplies, or if it needs to go ground advantage, in which case I have to make sure to use my own supplies. And although it does seem like Whatnot has some special rates with USPS, they are not like Poshmark where you can just put priority mail on anything. So you can't use the flat rate boxes unless that's actually what your shipment says. It's very similar to eBay in that way. So this one is going USPS priority mail, which means that I can go ahead and use some free shipping supplies. And it also has my weight. I can go up to 3 pounds, which if you calculated correctly while you were setting up your show for each item in the appropriate weight class, it should be no issue. We'll just package it up, slap this on the package, and we're good to go. All right, so I'm gonna ship this in my by weight and distance large mailing box. I think it's called a box 7. Now, normally I would put this in a large poly mailer, but this is actually a very large item, and stuffing it into a large poly mailer is pretty unlikely. So we're gonna go ahead and just put it in one of these boxes. All right, and that one's good to go. All right, next up, let's see what we have. This person only has one item, so let's find it. This is for Mary Jane Hardy. And theirs is right here. So I've got my Mary Jane Hardy. They're supposed to get item number 32, and they're supposed to have one item. So this one is going USPS priority mail, so I can put it in some free by weight and distance USPS priority mail packaging. These are the Tyvek envelopes. They are free with USPS. They are by weight and distance, so I'm gonna use these. I don't know why, but I do not trust the adhesive on these Tyveks, so I always take my label and use it like tape over top of where it closed. So it looks like that for some extra adherence. All right, I'm gonna do one more with you. This next one is Ground Advantage, and then I will show you how we figure out what package goes in what in case there are any problems with the video receipts. So this person got one item. Their username is Creating Closets. It is right here. One item, number 33, that all matches. This one's actually going Ground Advantage, so that means we cannot use the free shipping supplies. We're gonna have to put it in our own packaging, so I've got some poly mailers here. Thanks, Creating Closets.
Thank you for your purchase.
All right, and that one is good to go. So Nikki is behind the scenes getting the rest of most of them packaged up for us. It's a pretty simple process, so anybody can really jump in at the same time and do it. Just got to make sure you're lining everything up with this process. But let me show you how I deal with the one that broke it up into actually 4 different shipments. So all 4 of these are actually the same buyer. And what their, I think they call it their smart algorithm, shipping algorithm on Whatnot's website does is they break up shipments according to, I actually just learned all this, so it's fresh in my mind, but they break up shipments according to what is best for both you and the buyer. So this buyer got 2, 4, 5, 6 items. Although they got 6 items, it was cheaper to actually break it up in packaging. So that is why we're doing that. But you can see that this buyer has 2 items on this one, 2 items on this one, 1 item, and 1 item. Really, I could guess on the weights and just, you know, guess. But if I wanted to be extra sure, or if you ever have an issue questioning if you have the right items in each bundle, you can double check by viewing video receipts. So this buyer's name is Tag. We call them Tajay in the Whatnot show in case they're watching. They actually have a whole bundle to themselves over here. So this is Tags or Tajay, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 total items, which is what we figured out before. So I need to figure out which of these 6 items actually goes in which bundle. The most important thing is that it gets to the buyer, but I do think it's important to be accurate just in case.
The most important Whatnot game is the table smash.
Yes. I always hug it. So you're going to click on your profile and you are going to go to shipments. And we are looking for that buyer. So I'm going to Control F, that buyer's username. And we can see they have multiple shipments. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up this shipment. And this only requires 1 item, which is this orange number 8. And I'm going to line this up also to their shipping number. So this ends in 1154. So I can look at that on my label if I want to be absolutely sure. So I've got that right here. And once I'm ready to go, I can just click this little video receipt right here. And it's going to show me a clip of what item I was showing at that time. Now this only works if you're not super duper quick to like flash the item off the screen immediately. So I'm going to do that for each of this person's orders. And if there are multiples in an order, it will have multiple video receipts. All right, so this particular shipment is going priority mail. They're actually all going priority mail, but that might be an important thing to look out for each shipment as well. So priority mail, I'm going to get this packaged up, and then I'll do the same with all of those shipments. I'm going to view video receipts and go ahead and package up each order individually. We also have our own methods for getting air out of bags. Nikki is Hulk smashing something behind. I'm going to gently give it a hug and a twist. So depending on who's preparing your order, it either comes with a hug or a Hulk smash. All right, you guys, so that is how we are doing Whatnot shipping. Like I said, most of the time we are just matching up our labels to our little closet dividers here on the rack, and it works out really great. But if you do need a backup, you do have those video receipts. And in theory, what I love about Whatnot is you can do things your way. So you might be able to find a way. I know a lot of people who ship with just video receipts and they skip everything else. I'm a little too afraid we're not going to be able to show everything in the video and capture it at the right moment, but video receipts are definitely something you can use to your advantage if you want to use it for all of your shipping. If you guys found this interesting, make sure to check us out on Whatnot. Come see a show firsthand. Remember, we've got tons of stuff scheduled, so go bookmark those, and I hope to see you guys in a show. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe down below, and we will see you in the next one. Bye.